This is Dates and Mates with your host, Damona Hoffman.
Hey, lovers, welcome to Dates and Mates, where we demystify modern love. I'm Damona Hoffman, certified dating coach, and ready to give you some style tips for dating and relationships. You got to feel good, Producer Thomas.
You gotta feel good.
Got to look good.
You gotta look good, and I'm looking forward to getting some advice.
I'm not even gonna go there. But I was saying to our guest Rain Parvis, who's going to be giving us these styling tips. She's a stylist and a style coach. And every time I have a stylist on the show or someone talking about
puts a little pressure. We gotta
look,
work,
yeah, I think, oh
Gotta be
shoot,
more
I gotta
cautious.
step it up. I
Yeah.
need to wear my colors. I'm like, what shoes am I gonna wear? So I don't want you to feel nervous like me.
a little hot under the collar.
I haven't been shopping in a while.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to these tips, and I know you must be too. But of course, that's not all. We have headlines in today's dating and relationship news. So let's kick off the show.
Dee's Dating Dish.
Producer Thomas, I didn't even tease what was happening. I just got all excited.
Well, we
I
jumped
should
right
tell
to it.
people that we're talking about women demanding a desired body type.
Indeed.
A new Trump-related dating term. You know, we love the dating terms. A rapper who declares she'll never date another rapper. And we have questions in technically dating like, what do you do if your boyfriend tries to hack your Instagram? And what if men only want you for sex? Okay, so getting to those headlines that I just told you about. Women want a body type that only 14% of men have. What do you think it is, Producer Thomas?
Muscular.
Yes, those abs,
Well
right?
built. What was it? Arms was past that. One of our guests said the arms are like the most important part.
Well, we would think it's the arms or the abs, but it's actually the height. And this is an argument I have all the time with my clients, because what does it matter what size, what package the love comes in if it makes you feel good, right? I'm still talking about height.
Yes.
And statistics show that women want a man 6 feet tall or taller. And so that leaves 86% of men. And that's like all men. That's not even single men. So really, your dating pool
It's
is
just
like,
walking around disappointed, it seems like. Not all these men are 6 feet tall.
I find it really ridiculous. Now, I will admit I am 5 feet tall. I know I sound taller, but I'm only
Tall in
5.
Yeah.
I'm tall in vocal stature. But I've never had a thing about that. And I think it's really limiting a lot of women. I mean, statistically, it's limiting a lot of women. But why is it that women are so obsessed with height? And it seems like they're getting more obsessed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe it's somewhat related to like a feeling of like security or something. I guess like a larger partner, if we're like going back to the primordial times, would be theoretically more able to protect you or something. I
think
know.
you're right, but do we really want to go back to the primordial
I don't think
times?
so. We got to move forward. It's
I mean,
2018.
we have Tinder now. We have Instacart. It can drop your groceries off at your door. We have all kinds of modern
We
conveniences.
can't be looking back.
We have the YouTube. We
YouTube.
can't go back to
Yeah.
caveman
Yeah.
era. And you really, ladies, like, let's get beyond this. So now you know statistically you're stacking the deck against you. And even, like, my husband is tallish. People look at him, especially next to me, and they're like, he's so tall. He's 5'11", so he wouldn't even make the cut
Well,
here.
but so you don't think you would feel a little weird if you were dating someone shorter than you, though? Because if you're
Well,
5 feet,
I
if he's
mean,
like,
if
you're
someone was shorter
if you're
than
dating
me-
Danny DeVito, it wouldn't
I
feel
even
weird.
think Danny DeVito is
It's
taller
all-
than me.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I've
Yeah.
dated guys that were roughly my height, and I think it's all about your confidence level.
Yeah.
And according to this article in Revelist, some women feel like men who are shorter are less confident, but I don't think it's that. I think it's the women are making them
They're
feel
projecting.
less confident because they feel less confident
Right.
with a man who's bigger, who's
Smaller.
smaller, bigger, smaller,
Yes.
smaller. I say let it go, ladies. Let it go. And if you just change, like if you're searching online, I know some of the dating apps don't have height anymore, but if you are, even if you just open up that criteria down to like 5'10", 5'9",
I think it opens up a lot of new doors. doors.
It'll open up a lot of new doors. And, some women say that men are lying about their height online. So if they say 5'9", it's really 5'7". Just go out with him and see if he's a nice guy. Okay?
Sounds good to me.
All right. We love the dating slang. This one, I swear you're only going to hear here.
Yeah.
Because Mashable was on it on Tuesday when Rex Tillerson got ousted from his job as Secretary of State via a tweet. They noticed that people were already appropriating this term as a dating term. So what does it mean to be Tillerson by an ex? This is when you get their Facebook status changes, or they tweet that they are no longer with you, but they forgot to let you know. Kind of like how President Trump, which I still feel weird even saying those two words together, but President
Can't
Trump.
get too political now, Damona. You know the listeners don't like it.
It just doesn't roll off my tongue very easily. President Trump ousted Tillerson via a tweet and forgot to also let him know that he was out of a job.
I don't think he
first.
forgot to let him know. I think that he didn't care enough to let him know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get political, but has this ever happened to you guys at home? Have you ever found out that your relationship was over from social media? That is literally, like, breaking up over text is really bad.
Yeah.
But I think the worst possible way would be to be broken up over tweet.
Oh yeah, or like if like the other person changes their Facebook relationship status, and you like get a notification
And
that you're
like,
single now.
oh.
You're like, wow.
That gets really tricky. Like, I had a friend who was in this long relationship, and she changed her Facebook status, and I guess she forgot to turn off the notification to everyone. And so everyone got the post like, so-and-so is now
like,
single.
Oh, what happened?
What happened? Oh my God, you guys were so cute together. It's like she's really going to get into a long, drawn out Facebook conversation about why they broke up. So you got to be careful about that. But honesty is always the best policy, and being upfront with the person that you're dating about the status of the relationship before other people find out, I would say, is the better etiquette play.
I agree.
Well, speaking of dating etiquette, Iggy Azalea is not down with the dating etiquette of rappers. Even though she's a rapper herself, she revealed to...
Using the term loosely, but that's a personal opinion.
She called herself
I know.
a rapper.
I'm not a fan of Iggy Azalea. But, no. Well, that's a whole nother
You don't like
discussion.
Australian blondes?
I guess that's not my cup of tea.
Everyone has their thing. I think she's cute. And she went through it with Swaggy P.
Swaggy P.
That was a while ago. We talked about that on the show. But, I mean, she got dragged through the mud by that one. So, anyways, she's on Hollywood Medium talking to Tyler Henry about her love life. Of course, everyone wants to know when they go see a psychic medium.
Oh, yeah.
What's in the
When
cards
you'll meet
for
the
me?
tall, dark stranger on a rainy night.
Right. And she's like, well, I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's not going to happen on tour because I'm not going to be dating a rapper.
Yeah.
I don't know, though, because people tend to date who they're
because you'd think there'd be
around,
some.
right?
Also, you think there'd be some kind of compatibility because they like are aware of like that kind of lifestyle. But on the other hand, perhaps too many cooks in the kitchen in terms of like a big outgoing persona. She wants maybe something more subdued or something.
I mean, Cardi B and Offset have their own problems.
Yes.
And also, I'm using the term rapper loosely with Cardi B.
I think she's more of a rapper than Iggy Azalea. She has.
I'm-
Okay.
I'm just going to hold
You're the
my
expert. You're the dating expert.
tongue.
So. Yeah,
I'm just going to hold my
yeah.
I'm not the rap
Right,
expert.
right.
You're the music
yes,
expert,
I am
sir.
the music man. Yeah.
But I can see how it causes trouble. But she's approaching early middle age. She's like, I'm just worried I'm going to be 35 and alone. And I'm like, 35. To be 35 and alone. Is that like the scariest thing ever?
To be 35 and alone, I would get a little sweaty, a little nervous.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I have some
Gotta get my
clients
act
right
together.
now that are like,
Yeah. No offense to anyone that's 35 and single listening.
trust me,
Yeah,
it's going to be here in a minute,
Oh boy!
producer
Oh,
Thomas.
they're gonna come for me. The torches and pitchforks.
It's going to be
Oh,
here in a
boy.
minute. No, you're 30. You're going to blink and you're going to be 35.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
And you guys at home are going to blink, and we're going to be right back with more style and dating tips with my guest, Rain Parvis, right after this. One of the best ways to increase the passion in your relationship is by upping the endorphins. And one of the best ways to up your endorphins is through exercise. You deserve to feel healthy, energized, and passionate. And the best way to get started is with Beachbody On Demand. Whether you're a longtime gym goer like me or a newbie to exercising, Beachbody has tons of workouts for all levels. And now, fans of Dates and Mates can get all Beachbody programs for $99 a year, 30 days risk-free. You can stream all of Beachbody's fitness programs and get all the nutritional guides from 21 Day Fix, PiYo, Insanity, T25, P90X, P90X3, and more. And your favorite trainers like Tony Horton, Shaun T, Shailene Johnson, and more are all there. And in fact, you can try the entire Beachbody On Demand system completely risk-free for 30 days at the very special price of just $99 for the entire year membership. Just click the link in the show notes or go to datesandmates.com and click the Beachbody banner to get started. Welcome back to Dates and Mates. I'm Damona Hoffman here with my special guest. Let me introduce her to you. Rain Parvis is a certified personal stylist and style coach working with clients all over the world. And she's the author of the book, Ultimate Guide to Style, From Drab to Fab. Please give big smooches to Rain Parvis.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad you're here. You're wearing your St. Patty's Day green for our St. Patty's Day episode.
Totally didn't know that, but I'm totally planned for it.
Yeah, always make any style choice seem like it's exactly what you meant to do, right?
Effortless, yeah.
I meant to do this.
Yeah.
You know, like
I believe it.
even if you're showing up sloppy, just be like, I meant to do this. Yeah. Okay, so Rain, a lot of times people come to me asking what they should wear for a first date. And you know what they say, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So let's break it down. First, for the ladies, how can they really show up in the best way on a first date?
Sure. My first tip would be focus on your top half versus your bottom half, because when you're sitting at a bar or at a restaurant table, you're going to be focused on the top, the color, the V-neck. Always show a little bit of skin, like maybe it's a V-neck top, a tank top, and versus focusing on some kind of tight, hot jeans where they can't even see except for when they first meet you. So color's a great way to attract the attention. So that's why for Valentine's Day, everything's red. Because when we see the color red, our endorphins get going. We want it. It attracts the most attention. Fast food, clearance stickers, they all kind of use that trick. So even if you don't look good in your typical red, pink will work, poppy red will work, magenta will work. And so kind of focus on a flirty color and your top half.
Okay, I want to go back to something you said a moment ago. You said a V-neck. And when I'm helping people with their dating profiles, I talk about directing the eye where you want them to go. So is that the idea behind the V-neck, or is it something else about body type and body shape that makes you suggest that cut?
Both. So across the board, I feel like V-necks just leave you a little bit more open. So if you were to kind of close everything off and wear a turtleneck, you look like you're closed or you're hiding something. So when you kind of open it up, it's showing a little bit of skin, but it's not showing too much. I'm not a big fan of, again, I think that to date, ultimately we're looking for our mates, right? And V-necks are just a little bit more friendly versus a high neck, and it also shows a little bit of flirtiness as well because you're showing some skin.
Yes, a little bit of skin is good, like you said. Not too much.
I'm not talking
But
about showing your
just-
nipples. Yeah.
But, you know,
or close to it.
Yeah, don't show your nipples unless it's that kind of a date. But you bring up a really good point that just showing a little bit of skin, even if it's just like I noticed I was sleeveless today.
That is a great first date tank top, by the way. Even though it's a little bit higher neck, you're showing a little bit of skin, your arms. You're saying that you're open.
Thank you. I my husband would not enjoy me going on a first date, but I could wear this on a date. But you could borrow this style if you like this sort of thing. And just having even your shoulders showing could be something that's a little bit erotic and it's suggestive. versus going with bundling yourself up, even in the winter months. I know it's cold for some of the
Mm-hmm.
people listening right now, but throw on a jacket, girl, and get yourself a scarf and give them a little taste of what could be coming.
And it leaves a little bit of mystery too, because when I'm looking at you right now, Damona,
Do I
I'm
look
like, oh.
mysterious, girl?
I can tell she works out. I wonder what she looks like naked. And again,
It's that kind of show, people.
we want to keep it clean and pure because in my opinion, if you're looking for a husband, you want to kind of keep them guessing versus giving them all the goods on the first date.
Exactly. What about makeup? I hate wearing makeup, in case you can't tell. I always just put on the least amount I can get away with. But you want to look like the best version of yourself, right? Is there a line where too much is too much?
Over the years, I can't tell you how many times, which I don't know if your husband tells you this. My husband tells me this. You look so pretty with all that SHIT on your face, right?
Yeah. Yes, my husband says that all the time. And I
Yes.
can't believe him. He's just like, oh, I prefer you with nothing. Well, not with nothing on it. It's not
Yes.
that kind of show. But,
Yeah.
We already went there. We might. We can just stay in the
I tried to
pocket.
roll
Yeah.
it back for a second.
Yeah.
Thanks, producer Thomas. He prefers my face naked.
There you go.
Yes.
And I think because of all the images we get in society as women, like you're not done unless you have your face on. Even I've been watching this show on Amazon, Amazon, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
That's a good one. That's
Oh,
a
I
great
heard that
show.
was
It's okay.
fantastic. I
It's
haven't
well
watched
worth
it
a
yet.
watch.
Pretty good. But
It's
she does
good.
this. It's good. I have notes. But she has this ritual that she does at night and her mother does it too, where they go to bed with all their makeup on and then they take it off when they're laying down next to their husband and then they get up before them and then put their face back on.
Right.
Like
I've known some women like that as well. And I really think it comes down to just like our wardrobe where we want to pick something to kind of show and flaunt and accentuate when it comes to our faces. Pick your lips or pick your eyes. Don't pick your eyes, your lips, your cheeks, your contour, your whatever else, your eyebrows, because then you just look like you're hiding something. In my opinion, you're insecure. And the men really, across the board, they don't love a lot of makeup.
and they want it to be kissable. Like
Yes.
I was seeing this actually on Techspert. Somebody was asking if they should wear red lipstick to a date, and everybody was like, yes, 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 yes. And
I say
was
no.
I was like, those are all chicks saying I say wear red outfit, right?
Yes.
But the lipstick,
No.
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 Rain says no.
I say
Tell
no.
us why.
When you're eating, I can't begin to tell you it's going to bleed onto your chin. It's going to get onto your teeth. I mean, we've all been there, right? So when it comes to our dates, and if you do want to give someone a quick smooch or whatever, at least you're going to be clean and they're not going to have to go home and go to the bathroom and have it all over them.
Yeah. That I was laughing because that actually happened to me. Like I had this wonderful red lipstick that my makeup artist for my last show gave me, and it's a beautiful red color, but by the end of the night I had little bits
Yes,
of red.
yes.
It looked like I had the measles or something.
Yes. It travels, okay? Red travels all over your face.
And they don't want that. They don't want that. Okay, what about the guys?
Yes.
I find the guys need a little more help with the style. They're not reading glamour. They're not reading in style. What do guys need to keep in mind when they're getting ready for a date?
I love to put my male clients in a comfortable dark colored cashmere sweater because it's soft, so women like to touch things. So when they first meet you, if they're going to give you a hug, it's going to be soft. And I'd also say to avoid black. Black is extremely harsh color. I know you think, oh, I want to be like George Clooney in Ocean's 11 and put on that sharp black suit. It's a very off-putting suit, so you want to make sure you want to make sure that you're pressed, it's clean. People notice, women notice the details. So think about when you go outside, just take a last look. Am I clean? Am I ironed? You want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself like you would eventually take care of them.
That's great advice. Mm-hmm. And I like the tip about having fabrics that are touchable. That's a good little
Women
secret.
love to touch. So if you're in a nice soft sweater that looks great, you can get away with maybe not so fashionable jeans, right? Because again, we're up top And it just shows that you're paying attention because women want to find men that are going to pay attention to them. So
Exactly. And I also see that a lot of men are focusing on how their hair looks and what they're wearing on top. It's sort of as you go down the list, less and less attention is paid, and then you get to the shoes, and they're just ratty.
women notice these things, guys. I know we're going to jump into how I met my husband, but for 6 years, I never paid any attention to him because he was in dirty golf shoes, pleats, polo shirts. So I never thought he'd be a potential mate. So when it comes to dates, it's like if you are balding, I'm also a big thing on that. Like, just let the hair go. Don't try to comb over, paste it somewhere. You really got to get an up-to-date haircut because we notice that a lot as well.
Yeah. Okay. So you alluded to the fact that when you met your husband, his style was not together. He was actually a client of yours before he was your boo.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your own love story.
Sure. I'm a big poker fan, and I play in home poker games, and he was my poker buddy for 6 years. And for 6 years, he kind of always, hey, and this was back in the day, hey, Rain, if you don't have any money, I got your buy-in. Oh, okay. What's your favorite one? So he was courting me for 6 years, but I never paid attention to him because he just didn't pay attention to his style. He had a comb over. He would show up in flip-flops and just golf clothes, and I never paid attention to him. So when I started my business around 2010, he hired me, and I think he just wanted to be close to me, to make him over for dates because he was single.
He wanted you to see him in his skivvies.
Yeah.
Here, try this on.
Yes.
Oh, my.
And I didn't know, but I was working with something special under there, right? So I guess you could kind of say it piqued my interest. But when I was when he hired me, it was more, I think, just to support me as a friend, as a homegirl. But in the back of his mind, it was to be close to me. And I did such a great job at his makeover. And just being around him, he was so charming and so attentive and just so sweet. And it meant a lot to me that here I am. I'm like, oh, I'm going to start a styling business. He's like, oh, I got you. I'll pay you. Come help me. And he was just such a sweetheart. And so when I got rid of his pleats, those dirty tennis shoes, made him cut his hair kind of like a Matt, I know he's not most popular right now, but Matt Loya haircut where it's close cut. And I was like, wow, I did a really good job. Look at that, man. And the thing about him is he always had confidence. So when you put the confidence with the clothes, I was like, I think I can work with this.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes the clothes lead to the confidence. I've had some clients that I've orchestrated makeovers for, and they've gone from feeling frumpy when you're dressing frumpy to feeling fantastic and confident. And, especially for the guys where the onus is on them to approach women and to be more forward. Mm-hmm. Even though if you listen to last week's show, you know that I'm trying to change this and make women more proactive. But okay, the guy still in today's society has to have that confidence to go up and approach a woman. And if he is wearing, golf shoes and golf
flip-flops,
shorts.
pleats. I just can't stand pleats, right? And then polo shirts and then the comb over. But he always had confidence. So I was like, I always gave him respect. I never thought he'd be a potential mate.
Yeah.
Ever. Until I started hanging around him and I got to know him on a personal level. And of course, restyling him. And I was like, wow.
I see him in a whole new way.
I do.
See, women can really turn it around. If they see a man in a different way, there's always a chance, guys. You can turn it around. If it's the other way around and a guy doesn't find a woman sexy, it's very hard for her to restart. But maybe with the style makeover,
yes.
Get a little haircut, wear some different colors. Maybe he'll see you in a different way. What about once you're already in a relationship? I'm maybe a little bit guilty. I come in here looking cute. For the most part, right, Producer Thomas?
Of course,
okay.
Always. You're radiant.
Well, you should see at home. Because
Thomas has his job for at least another week.
Another week. This is like Survivor here.
Yeah.
At home, I've been married now almost 11 years. It's Ugg boots and sweatpants at home a lot of the time. And I thought, knowing that I was having you on the show today, I thought, Oh, wait. Do I need to step it up at home? I actually asked my husband. I was like, should I like make more of an effort or something?
What did he
He
say?
probably thought that was a trick
He's like,
question.
No, because I think to him that means, should I make more
Right.
of an effort?
Yeah.
Which
Am I
he's
going to
not
have to pay
interested.
for your more of
Yeah,
an effort?
yeah.
Well, there's both of that. There's that, and then he's like, wait, is she trying to tell me? Because sometimes I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll do a little end run, and I'll be like, maybe we should think about stepping our style up. You know? So, what do you say to those who've been married a long time and need to keep it fresh in the relationship?
One, you're not alone. Even I struggle with that because we get comfortable in the relationship. So I think about more of what makes you feel good. If I buy a new nightie with no holes in it, the elastic works, I feel good. I mean, even if I'm wearing the same nightie or same pajamas for 3 days, if it looks cute, I feel good. And so as a response to stepping it up in a game, I just think of it, looking at it as a whole versus just for a purpose. So when you put effort into your style, you are going to feel better, and it will reciprocate. Even if your other mate isn't on board, it will start to reciprocate. So I would just say, I like to say for my styling clients, don't leave the house anything less than a 6. You're a 6.
Oh.
And everybody has a different 6, right? So maybe it's just, a pair of cute sweatpants versus ones that you've had for 3 years that have, bleach stains on it, the ketchup stain from 5 years ago.
I
Just
just
keep it
got some
chill.
new sweatpants at Target, and they're soft
Yes.
fabric, and they make me feel great. They have a nice elastic waistband. I can wear them in the house or out of the house with my UGG boots.
There you
And
go.
I mean, I'm super happy. But I hear what you're saying, that you do. I do feel less me when I'm going out of the house in that. So there's sort of the in the house look, but then there's when we go out on a date though, that's when I do step it up. Like I'm not going to wear my UGG boots to a date.
Right. And we all have our house clothes. So I like to say, when you do get your new pair of sweatpants from Target or wherever, ditch out the ones that okay, here's another way this is kind of morbid, but I think to myself, what if I died and my friends and family and my husband and whoever had to go through all my stuff? I'm like, am I going to want them to go through my underwear drawer where there's like, I don't even know, this is really gross, like period stain panties since like 1983,
holy
right?
period stain.
Yeah.
No.
Or the sweatpants, like, Rain Parvis was a great stylist, but like, look at this shit, right? Excuse me. So I just think about that stuff. So it's like, you always hear the outfits that you'd be caught dead in, or that you wouldn't be caught dead in. I'm like, well, what about the outfits that you wouldn't mind being caught dead in?
What if you really were caught dead?
Right?
Well, they always say wear clean underwear because, in case.
You just never know,
Just in
right?
case.
But 85% of my clients, when I go through their closets, which is one of my favorite places to be, there's just so much stuff that they're like holding on to that I'm like, girl, you do not need this. This does not reflect you. So get it out of there. And we all know, like, I bought my husband a cool pair of sweatpants from Marshalls. They're like $16, and they got shaped to him. I mean, he got his little swagger back when we go on the walk. So I'm just saying, sweats matter. Have cute sweats if you're going to be around the house.
That's good. I did my little Marie Kondo cleanse,
Yes.
let go of the stuff that does not spark joy. But the problem, Rain, is I haven't replaced it now with new stuff. And I'm just like, oh, shoot, I have just not enough stuff. Now I can see that what I have, and I'm left with a lot of holes in the wardrobe. Do you have any last minute tips on ways to fill in your wardrobe that aren't going to break the bank?
Just like we make a list when going to the grocery store, make a list for where your holes are, and then you can kind of just purchase one thing at a time. And another thing that's great, if you do start to shop online, or you know that your size is pretty well, I always Google the store. Let's say it's, I don't know, Macy's. So I'll say Macy's promo code. 95% of the time, places that I'm shopping online, I get that promo code, and then you're saving money. But really, once you have a list, it's like crossing off a to-do list, but for your wardrobe. So if you know, I don't have any great jeans, I'm going to invest in some great jeans, cross off. Oh, okay, I need a few more blouses. I'm going to invest in those. just got a paycheck, just got a bonus, just got my whatever it is, birthday money. Cross that off. So you just kind of like one thing at a time. You can go down without making a break. And I love me some Marshalls and TJ Maxx and Nordstrom's Rack. There's nothing wrong with going there. That's pretty much where I get all my outfits.
Really?
Yes.
That's because you're a stylist and you have the patience to go through all
Yes.
that stuff. I get really overwhelmed when I step into a store like that. It's just like
Yep.
too many options. It's a maximizer's nightmare. But
I
for
hear
someone
you.
that can
Yeah.
look at an item of clothing and tell if it's going to work or not, then it's perfect for you. And that's exactly why people should be working with you and getting your virtual style consultations at Style by Rain, RAYNE.com.
Yes.
Right? Or getting the book. Here, let's show everybody the book. We have the Ultimate Guide to Style from Drab to Fab, and you have a whole section in here just on dressing for the date.
Yes, absolutely.
So this is fantastic. And so pick this up wherever you get your books, Amazon and the like, or stylebyrain.com. But it's not over, Rain. We're going to move into questions from our listeners in Technically Dating.
Oh,
Technically dating.
And Technically Dating is brought to you in partnership with blackpeoplemeet.com, the premier dating site for black singles. Make sure you get your free 1-week trial at blackpeoplemeet.com/datesandmates. Our questions today come in from the Techspert app. This one, Rain, is from a young female. She says, my boyfriend tried to hack my Instagram last night. I forgave him for the sake of our relationship, but he's beating himself up for it. I was upset, yeah, but now I'm worrying what the next move to make is. I still want to be in the relationship. I just want to make sure he actually trusts me and that I don't give him a reason not to. So he kind of did like some mind games on her, I think, because he's the one that hacked the Instagram and she's having these feelings like,
she feels guilty.
well, I don't want him to not trust me. Like, should I let him have the Instagram? Let's go back to the hacking. Is that cool? That's not cool, right?
Definitely not cool. And it's a warning sign that they are untrustworthy. But of course, we always like to say forgive and forget. And especially in the younger generation, we mess up a lot. They mess up more. Well, I used to be in the younger generation, but you just mess up more. So I would just say duly noted. And then let's see moving forward if there's any warning signs that also pop up with him trying to hack into your stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like there's definitely an element of mistrust here. And are you giving him a reason not to trust you? Because just having an Instagram shouldn't be a reason for him not to trust you. And I think you got to turn that Jedi mind trick around on him and say, is there something I've done to make you not trust me? And he should not be hacking anything. Like, that's
Anything.
secrets.
Right.
Secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone. That's what I
Yes.
heard from my daughter.
That's a good saying. She's
I'm
a
just
wise
kidding. I didn't
girl.
hear it from her. I told it to her.
Yeah.
Because now my kids are old enough to start telling secrets to each other. And I'm like the odd person out. But
You wonder what they're plotting.
trust me, they are plotting something. We will find out about it eventually. But I'm not going to hack into an Instagram
Right,
account
yeah.
for it. I mean, you have to be talking about your feelings. And if he has a reason not to trust you, then you should know where it's coming from.
And ask
address
him
it.
why.
Exactly. People are afraid of that why.
I know. Why is there like just the ultimate starting place?
Oh, yeah. I like it. Start with why. One of my favorite books. Okay. This is from a female. She's 31. She's from Massachusetts. She says, I don't understand why I keep attracting men that want sex all the time. The men I work with look at me and say they want to have sex with me. I like a guy, and I found out he just wants to have sex. Now some idiot just called me to tell me he wants to have sex with me. It's funny how, but now, it was funny, but now I'm getting really irritated. And I think there's an emoji that's side eye, my favorite emoji. She's really irritated. It's not funny anymore when they consider me as an object. Emoji up eyes. How does this stop, though? I appreciate the extra emojis. Always. Thank you. Female 31 from Massachusetts. Is there something that she's giving off, you think, that makes all of these guys just want her for sex?
Oh my gosh, the feminists are going to come after me for this one. So
It's okay. The feminists are here. You're among feminists.
I firmly believe so. So whether it's, I'd love to see a photo of her. I'd love to see her Match.com profiles. Is she putting out photos of her in bathing suits or sexy hot dresses? Is she giving flirtatious comments? Because right off the board, when you meet someone, especially now when I'm a wife, I don't flirt. So there's nothing that's in my body type or in my language that would even attract any of that. And if it does come off, I just shut it down really quick. So maybe she doesn't have the confidence yet to shut it down really fast. What's your take on it?
I'm worried a little bit about, she said guys at work want to have sex with her.
That's not okay.
So to me, she is giving off something. And
Yes.
it could be in the way she's presenting visually what she's wearing. It could be in her behavior, but in some way she is accepting this position. She's accepting this behavior. And especially like, I don't know, I'm always saying, producer Thomas, you know, you don't have sex where you eat. And
Yes.
and if she screwed one guy at work, there's a good chance some guy told the other guy, and then the next guy, and they all think that that's what she's good for. And she has to really set a firm boundary at work. That is not your playground for dates. You can find dates so many other places.
And you got to stop it fast before, like, that's why I'd like to know more of the story. What are they saying to her? Why did they think that they can come up to her and say those things? And yeah, you just got to stop it fast and not even placate into any of that.
And also, look, guys they're gonna try what they're gonna try.
Of course.
I mean, I hashtag Me Too and everything. Like, we need to shut it down, but you don't have to take that in. Like, a no is a no, and you move on. And if he continues, especially in the workplace, if he continues pursuing you for that, hello HR, and you got to shut it
Absolutely.
down.
Right.
But it has to be a clear and firm no.
Absolutely.
That's where we have to start. Okay. This is a female. She is 24. She's from Missouri, Rain. She says this guy is 32. By this guy that she likes, I guess. Is 32 with 2 teen daughters, 12 and 13, teen tween. He has custody, and the mother lives in another state. He has his own everything. He works. He takes care of his daughters. But she says, I'm 24, and he likes me and has an interest in me. However, do you think I should date someone close to my age with no kids, or is this okay? My mom doesn't agree. She thinks that I need to date close to my age and not a man with kids. But in this world, pretty much everyone has children these days, so I don't judge. Does everyone have children these days?
I don't have children yet.
She's 24. I don't know. Missouri, that's pretty close to my home state of Michigan. Closer than I am right now.
Yeah.
Here-
Comparatively.
Not everyone I knew had kids at
Yeah.
24.
24.
And here's the thing, at 24, when you don't have kids yourself, I always say, if I married a man at 24, I'd probably be divorced by 30, because you're just not like quite who you are yet. So you're going to be attracted to you're going to be attracted to a different man at 30 versus 24. So I really would consider, it's not so much about the age thing, but about the chapter you are in your life. Is he going to want to have kids all over again when you're 30 and now you want to have kids and he's 40 and his children are now 20, 25 going into college because he did all that? So again, this is like based on conversations. Does he still want kids in the future? Does she want kids? Does she really want to be a stepmom at 25? I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah, and I will say he's pretty young, though. I mean, he's 32, so he had his daughters when he was like 19, 20. So I feel like it's also a little bit different than if he was like 45 and had teenage daughters, and then he's in a completely different place. But it sounds like he could be in a similar place, like in his, I don't know, in his career maybe. But he does have these 2 daughters that he's responsible for. So you have to ask yourself, female 24 from Missouri, do you want that lifestyle? Because those girls are going to be in your life forever if you are with this guy, and you will be stepmom. And you have to first be okay with that before you even begin a relationship with them.
Absolutely.
I
I
like
agree.
to do that, like play it forward. What would happen in the perfect scenario? What would happen in the perfect scenario? We would be married, 10 years from now, right?
Right.
And then what would that look like? Well, I would be stepmom to two girls that are 22 and 23. Well, how do I feel about that? So you got to like play it forward. Let's see. All right. This one comes to us. This isn't so much a dating question, but it's kind of an etiquette question. I think you're qualified to answer it, Rain Parvis. This is a female. She says, my friend who's a lesbian just asked if I wanted to go to Pride Day with her in June. I have nothing against gay people. Do your thing. But is it weird or insensitive that I don't feel like I need to go to Pride to celebrate with others taking pride in being gay when I'm straight? What do you think, Rain?
I would think if she's really a great friend of yours and you kind of approached her as, hey, I totally respect you. I love our friendship, but it's just not something that I would love to do on a Sunday or whenever it is. And are you okay with that? And then if the friend's persistent and says, I really want you to be there, it means so much to me. And then you kind of have to decide, okay, if my friendship's that important and it means so much to her, and ask her why it means so much to her, if she still is going to love her. And then you can kind of make your decision versus that way. But I know. I have lesbian friends. I don't go to gay pride. I just don't want to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like anything, like gay pride or going to like a soccer game. Like my husband is really into soccer. I don't want to go to a soccer game. I just don't.
Right.
So if it was really important to him, I would go and put on a happy face. But, there are times when I've also dragged him to do things that I don't really want, that he doesn't really want to do. And then he's, a sorry, sad sack of bones there.
Totally.
So I don't think your friend is going to have a great time if you're going begrudgingly to Pride Day. So I say, I agree with you, Rain. Just be upfront with her and just say, oh, I really support you, but I'm not really into that. Do you think you could have a good time without me?
And hopefully she's a good enough friend to say, yeah, okay, see you next Saturday for a cocktail.
Exactly. Okay. This is a question from a 21-year-old female. She says, I want to know what makes a guy want to cheat. See, my boyfriend cheated on me, and I still don't know why he did it. I sometimes feel like there has to be something wrong with me for him to cheat. Rain Parvis, what do you say?
Oh my gosh, I almost want to get Tom's opinion before I blurt my opinion in here. Oh my gosh, I hate when women blame themselves for why men cheat. I really feel like it's on the men's issues, whether it's not, I don't know how long these people have been together, but it is not your fault that they cheat. It has a character defect in them, not you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it could be a defect in the relationship,
Right.
but he's the one that made the choice. It's not.
It's not her fault. Anyway, you slice it.
Any way you slice it, it's not your fault. And it's this wanting to know why thing that eats people up. Like, I hear this a lot in relation to daters that get ghosted or get broken up with, and they're like, why? I want to know why. And I mean, when I was single, I was guilty of chasing the why. And there's really no good answer to it. It's like, well, because...
And I always like to look at it as all the men, like there was men in my life that I would always ask the why, that I really wanted to marry or whatever it was. And now looking back at the past, I really feel like God, the universe, whoever your little soul purpose is, they had me lead me to my husband, which is such a great fit for me. So maybe it's just that guy's not right for you and the universe is going to take care of it for you.
Exactly. And you never know what's around the corner. So they
Someone
say
better.
rejection is God's protection, but don't put up with that, girlfriend. Okay,
Get a new one.
throw that fish back in the sea. Okay, this is a similar question to one earlier. Female, she says, I got a message on a dating website from a man who's 37. I find him to be attractive, but the age gap between us might be an issue considering he's 16 years older than me. I'm 21. Also, he's close to my mother's age. She's 39 and my dad's 49, which makes it weirder because he's a full-grown man who would have more in common with my parents than me. But my parents are 10 years apart, and they've told me that they don't mind an age gap and even encourage it. Thoughts?
Oh, so my husband is about 13 years older than me, and I've always dated older men. I've just liked them. I found more in common. I feel like they're a little bit more stable. However, from her vocabulary, it does sound like she just isn't quite on that bandwagon. Like maybe she's listening too much to her parents. So I would really kind of decide, go out with him a few times, see if it's right for you. And if you do feel that age gap, then look for someone younger.
Yeah, I love it when people get all worked up about a message or a swipe. They're like, oh, this person matched with me. And then they play this whole scenario in their mind of like the time they got married and then when they had kids. And you're like, wait, have you even talked on the phone or set a date or met in person or anything? So I would not play it all the way forward until you've met. But she's 21, so she's really just starting her grown-up life. Like, she could just barely get a drink now.
Yeah, I think 21's a little young for a 37-year-old man.
Right. And 21 is different than someone that's 45 and 65.
Yeah.
It's like you quite haven't sowed your oats. You haven't made the mistakes. And especially for a woman at 21, oh, gosh, I just remember all the stuff that I would think and do versus even 2-3 years later at 28, 29. You're just a different person.
Yeah, I will say, though, I used to date older guys. Producer Thomas has heard the story a million and one times. My husband and I, we're the same age, and I almost missed him because of that.
Yeah.
And when I was 23, 24, I was dating guys that were like 35. And to me, that felt appropriate. But like some of the guys were a little bit uncomfortable with it at the time. Oh my God, Producer Thomas, I just looked at the clock.
I know.
We have to
We're
wrap up
running
the
out.
segment.
Yeah.
Okay, I could go on and on again with stories that I've told time and time again. But I want to tell you guys one more time to pick up the Ultimate Guide to Style from Drab to Fab for your style tips, for your dating tips, and how to really present yourself the right way, make that right first impression. You can also get a virtual styling session and more with Rain at stylebyrain.com. That's stylebyraine.com. Thank you so much, Rain, for being here. And I'll be following you on Instagram at Rain Parvis and on Facebook and Twitter at stylebyrain. Okay, one last segment of the show. I have 2 minutes to wrap this up, the lightning round, because St. Paddy's Day is coming up. And I thought it would be appropriate to look back through history and see what romance traditions we can learn from the Irish.
The romance rollback. The romance.
All right. That was a different cue than I was expecting.
Yes, sorry about that. But hey, the romance rollback.
The romance rollback. So if you're having trouble finding a date for St. Paddy's Day, you could give this ancient Irish love spell a try. We haven't gone
a little witchy.
Witchy, but the Irish have long been known for their magic and spell casting due to their Celtic heritage. And so if you want to try out a spell, you don't have to be a Celtic magician
Druid?
to do it. I don't know. Okay, so here's what you're gonna need. You ready? We'll post this on the website on datesandmates.com on the blog about today. So you need 5 cups of clovers, because clovers are lucky. You need 4 cups of salt, some candles, carving utensil, a lighter or match, piece of paper, a container, and a picture of the person you want to date, a picture of yourself, and a string. So then you're going to draw a circle around you with the salt, layering the clovers on top, then draw a heart, carve a heart into all of these candles, which you'll get this all at datesandmates.com. And then you're going to write your initials. Then you have to tie a Celtic knot. If you don't know how to tie a Celtic knot, you can carve your lover's initials and date of birth into one of the red candles, and then carve your initials and date of birth into one of the other red candles. And then you light the candles and chant, "The Irish survive and thrive, and I call them to thy circle." So basically, like you pull the ancestral
Spirits of the ancients,
right?
all that kind of good stuff.
Right. And then there's some more chants. You fold the photos together, light more candles, wrap the photos together, say more chants, and then put the clovers in a container, say more chants, meditate for 3 minutes, pour the wax of the candles into this container with the cloves, and then basically you seal it, and your lover's going to come your way.
Easy.
It's perfect. It's no big
Easy
deal.
as 1, 2, 3.
Or you can just actually like call them on the phone or send them a text message and tell them that you want to hang out.
But if not, you've got the spell for
Or
you.
wear a red dress.
Yeah.
Wear a red dress. There you go. So I hope you've enjoyed the Celtic Magic spell. You can get that and more at datesandmates.com. If you have a question for a future show, please email it to me, DamonaHoffman.com. And you can also follow me on all your favorite social media sites at Damona Hoffman. Big thanks to our friends at blackpeoplemeet.com, where you can get your 1-week free trial at blackpeoplemeet.com/datesandmates. And get your 30-day risk-free membership to Beachbody On Demand. Click the banner at datesandmates.com or the link in the show notes to get your $99 a year deal and 30 days risk-free to try it. Thanks to the Techspert app for the questions, and thank you for listening. Special big thanks to all of our subscribers on iTunes and those who have left us reviews. We love you much, and we wish you happy dating. Until next week.